Hey guys, before we start the story, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Enjoy the story. Halloween has always been my favorite time of the year. I loved everyone's costumes and of course the opportunity to eat lots of candy. Sophia and Veronica, my two best friends, were throwing a big party this year, and they invited almost everyone from our school. It was a costume party, so everyone had to dress up. I had never really dressed up for Halloween before, beyond very simple costumes. I had a very slim body and long hair. I was thinking about being a pirate this year. I probably would just wear an eye patch and normal clothes. The party was a few hours away, and I decided to get some work done before I went. Suddenly, I got a call from Sophia. "Hi, when are you coming? Could you come early to help us set up?" I said, "Of course. Do I need to bring anything?" She said, "Haha, no, just yourself. We have a surprise for you." I said, "Okay, I'll be there in 10. The call ended, and I began to get ready. I tried my best to dress like a pirate. Sophia's house was where the party was at, and it was only a few streets down from mine. I put my eye patch in my pocket and began walking to her house. I had always thought Sophia was cute and thought about her on the way there. Veronica and her had become my best friends over the last year, and I enjoyed spending time with both of them. I didn't want anything to ruin our friendship, so I hadn't said anything to Sophia about me liking her. Maybe I would say something tonight. I arrived at the house and knocked on the front door. Sophia's house was practically a mansion. She had one of the biggest houses in our area and always threw parties when her parents were out of town. I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. Sophia opened the door. She was already dressed up in a cheerleader costume. She had blonde hair, and I could tell that she had curled it. She looked really good. She said, "Hey, thank you for coming to help us." I said, "No problem." I came to the house and saw that everything already appeared to be set up. I wondered why they needed my help. Sophia and I went upstairs. Veronica was in the bathroom putting on makeup. She was dressed as Superwoman and said hi when I walked in. Sophia suddenly walked over to the bedroom door and locked it. I made a confused face, and Veronica walked out of the bathroom. Sophia said, "Okay." So Veronica had an idea to make this Halloween party the best one yet. We know that you always dress up in boring costumes, and that's no fun. So this year, we thought we could get to choose your costume. I listened, then asked what costume they had in mind. "Haha, well, we thought it would be cute for you to be a princess," said Sophia. I said, "No way, all my friends are going to be here. I won't do it." Veronica chimed in and said, "We knew you'd say that, so we thought we would show you this." Veronica took out her phone and handed it to me. My face completely changed. It was a picture of me cheating in history class. "How did you get this? Who took this?" I exclaimed. Veronica smiled and said, "Don't worry about it. I'm sure the school will be fine with it. Do you care if I send it to them?" I sunk down on the bed and said, "All right, I'll be a princess for a little bit, but you have to delete that." Sophia jumped up and yelled, "Deal. We don't have much time, so we have to get to work." Sophia walked into her closet and came out holding matching pink panties and a bra. She put them in my hand, then pointed to the bathroom. I said, "No way. We just agreed to the dress." Sophia said, "You're right. Don't worry about it. You can just be a pirate. A pirate that got caught cheating." Veronica chuckled. I sighed and walked into the bathroom. I closed the door and removed my clothes. I stepped into the panties and pulled them up. They were lace, and the material felt nice. It was a snug fit, and I admired myself in the mirror. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. I tried to put on the bra, but couldn't figure out how to buckle the back. I called for them to come to help me. Sophia and Veronica walked through the door and immediately burst out laughing. "Wow, look at you. I bet half the boys at our school would love to date you." I looked at myself in the mirror and was surprised by how feminine my body looked. Sophia came up behind me and fastened the bra. Veronica pulled up a chair and told me to sit in it. Sophia closed the bathroom door and opened one of the cabinets. She pulled out a bunch of waxing strips and began giving them to Veronica. Veronica used them all over my body, and before I knew it, all my hair was gone. Next, Sophia began applying makeup to my face. She put on foundation, lipstick, and mascara. I was turned away from the mirror, so I couldn't see how I looked. Veronica slid some cushions into my bra and styled my hair to make it look more feminine. Then Sophia brought out some white thigh-high stockings and put them on me. They both stepped back and marveled at their work. I got up and turned towards the mirror. "Oh my God," I said. I didn't even recognize myself. My face was so different. I actually looked like a woman. I did a little twirl, and both of them burst out laughing. "Glad you're getting into character," said Sophia. Veronica brought in the dress, and they both helped me put it on. It was pink and white. It felt nice against my skin, and I liked how the bottom of the dress moved as I walked around. Sophia brought in a pair of shoulder-length gloves and handed them to me. I put them on. Sophia backed up and said, "All done. You look so hot. For tonight, your name will be Jessica. Okay, Jessica?" I opened my mouth to respond just as the doorbell rang. Veronica grabbed my hand and we rushed down the stairs. The door burst open just as we came down, and people started piling in. I recognized a few here and there, but I could tell none of them recognized me. The party started quickly, and the loud music played throughout the house. Red cups were everywhere, and I began to feel really awkward. I knew once I opened my mouth, it would be obvious that I'm not a girl. Before I could finish my thought, Sophia burst out of the crowd and pulled me along behind her. She entered a room and everyone was sitting in a circle. She whispered for me to go sit down, and I obeyed. Sophia went in the middle and said, "Thank you all for coming. Everyone looks great. I thought we would play a spooky Halloween game, 7 Minutes in Heaven, but with a catch. No one is allowed to talk. You can only talk when you're inside of the closet." Everyone agrees? Everyone nodded their head. I usually like this game, but I wasn't so sure now. Sophia continued, "As the game master, I will get to decide who goes first. Let's start with, Thomas and Jessica." Everyone clapped. I was getting really nervous. Thomas was one of the most popular kids at our school, and he was the quarterback for our football team. Sophia came over to me and pulled me up. I saw Thomas get up and make his way to the closet. I went in after him, and the door closed behind us. Thomas said, "Hey, I never seen you before. How do you know Sophia?" In my best girl voice, I said, "Friends from childhood." He said, "Oh." He got closer and moved his face closer to mine. "You're really cute," he said. I giggled, and he leaned in. Our lips met, and we began to make out. I hadn't kissed anyone for a few months, and actually enjoyed it. I grabbed the back of his head and brought him in closer. We slowly moved towards the wall, and he pushed me up against it. He grabbed my hand and held them above my head with one of his arms. Thomas was massive, and I admired his muscles. He took his other hand and slid it up my dress and grabbed my bottom. I felt his hands move around and pull down my panties. My panties fell to the ground, and he grabbed my bottom firmly. Just as he started to move his hands around, the door opened. Sophia looked in and smiled. She said, "Your time is up." Thomas moved away from me and walked out of the room. Sophia came and asked me if I was okay. I nodded my head. I put back on my panties and walked out of the room. Just as I walked out, the party burst into the room, and dozens of people packed in. Everyone started dancing, and it got super packed. I felt myself being pushed around, then suddenly I felt someone grab the back of my dress. I heard the zipper being pulled down and quickly let my dress fall to the ground. I immediately bent down to get the dress. Someone yelled, "That's a dude!" Immediately, everyone looked at me. I was just wearing the panties, leggings, and bra. It was pretty obvious I was a dude from the front. Everyone started cheering and laughing. I felt myself being pushed out of the room and into the main living room. There was an island in the kitchen, and everyone was yelling for me to climb on it. I climbed up on it, and someone changed the song to "Don't Stop the Music" by Rihanna. Someone spanked my bottom, and I started dancing. I busted down and started twerking. The crowd went crazy, and I continued to move my body. I saw Veronica get on the countertop with me and pulled my hands up. She had handcuffs and put them around the chandelier, then around my hands. "What are you doing, Veronica?" I said. "You are our little dancer for the night," she said. The party went crazy, and Veronica got down from the island. Everyone was going crazy at that point and gathered closely around the island. Someone grabbed my bra and tore it off. I continued dancing. I felt someone pull on my panties and was trying to move around to hold them up. I danced around for another 5 minutes and was getting really tired. Suddenly, I heard sirens outside, and everyone rushed out of the back of the house. I heard banging on the front door. I panicked and tried to escape from the handcuffs, but I couldn't. I heard Sophia open the door and began talking to the police. I stood as still as I could and tried to listen. I heard Boots come in and start walking around the house. Suddenly, a flashlight was on me. 2 police officers entered the kitchen with Sophia following behind. One of the officers said, "What the hell is this?" Sophia said, "Oh, this is my friend. He likes dressing up in panties and dancing around. He asked me to handcuff him to the ceiling so he could show off his moves." My face turned red, and the officer asked me if this was true. I nodded my head. Both of the officers looked at each other and shook their heads. "Kids these days are crazy," said one of them. They explained that they had received a noise complaint and left the house. Veronica came out of a closet and started clapping. "Wow, you put on a show for those officers too. Such a crazy girl." Veronica unhandcuffed me and let me go upstairs and change back to my clothes. I helped the 2 girls clean up. I admitted to them that I actually thought the party was super fun. They said they were glad I had fun. I headed home and quickly fell asleep.